Yeah, so far it's been going really well. I like everything about it, the countryside, the food, everything. It's really nice. Germany's usually been our low point on each tour, but since the new release of Now, Germany's been going really well. On the last tour, we did a hall in East Germany, way back in the backwoods, like kilometers and kilometers far back in the woods, and this huge hall, and there was like 600 kids there. It was really, really, really weird. I think it's the greatest thing that happened in years. I mean, to split up a country with a wall and have two separate parts. I mean, what happened to a free world where people are created equal? They weren't created equal. It was one side of the wall and the other side of the wall. I think it's the greatest thing that happened. Especially when the wall was first coming down, it was on the news everywhere. I mean, everyone knew it, in the newspapers, magazines, everything. The other Americans are realizing that Germany's finally coming around, and it's one country, and it's not East and West, and everyone was so happy. It was like a huge load off our shoulders, too, because now we can visit both West and East Germany. It's not even East and West, it's just Germany now. That's a good question. These past two tours that we've done, we've been trying to get as a support, get on a bigger tour as a support act, but just hasn't worked out, and we'd always have to come alone. And sometimes we show up at a club and they say, okay, we have a local opener to play before you, but it just sometimes doesn't work out. On the next tour, we're going to be coming over as a support for someone bigger. We're not sure yet.
It just turns out that way. We don't plan to play alone. Usually we have a local support band. It just happens tonight that we don't. But like tomorrow we have local support, some friends called Bud Brigade. And on the last tour we had Biohazard, and the tour before we had nobody. But then the one before that we had Accuser. So each time it's different, and sometimes it's a metal band, sometimes it's this. You know, we don't like to do the normal straight things. So we try to make it different. Like about a week ago, we opened for the Wailers, and then yesterday we opened for Bad Religion, and we try to, at home, sometimes we open for metal bands, sometimes we open for reggae bands, sometimes we try to do it, we don't want to just do the straight normal thing. We'd like to try different things, and even though it's weird, you know, try it out. We tried to just see different people, and because we want to believe that Mucky Pup is just a good band. We're not just like a hardcore band and only hardcore people will like us. We try to make friends with everybody, so that's why we do that. And then the tour before, we did 3 shows with Blue Cheer, who's like, they're like almost 50 years old, you know, the people in the band. But they're sort of hardcore because they're still playing heavy metal, and they're 50 years old. They were like the godfathers of heavy metal, so we want to play with them and then we'll play with Bad Brains and you know, bands that are like us, or Heads Up, or whoever. You know, we try to keep it different all the time though, so we don't get bored.
My name is Junior, and I enjoy playing guitar for Mucky Pup. It's going well, and hopefully it'll just get better. Yeah, it was just a local type thrashy type band, and it was alright, but like I quit actually about a month before I started with Mucky Pup, and at that point I was really depressed. I wanted to play music, I wanted to go on tour really bad, and it was just perfect timing for me, and I've been loving it. Yeah, but nothing really big.
I was working for a band called Biohazard. I was being the road manager for them for like a week, and Junior's band was opening on one of the shows in Junior's hometown, so that's how I saw him with another band. And then I didn't even talk to him really. I just remembered that he's a really good bass player. And then like a year later, we needed a bass player, so I called the club and said, you know, there was this guy a year ago, and I don't remember, he had a hat and he had a red bass, and do you remember who he is? So like through friends, I found his number and then called him, and he came down. He was our bass player for like 6 months, and then switched when we got our old bass player back. He's now Junior's our guitar player. So it's really crazy, you know, every week it's like different. But right now he's our guitar player for this whole tour, and we're real happy. Dan's at home sleeping, probably. He took over his dad's company. It's like his dad owns a big company, and his dad's retiring, so it's like the son has to take over the company. It's like the right thing to do. So Danny decided to take over the company, and he can't tour with the band, you know, because he's too busy at home. So that's that.
Mucky Pup's been around for about the past 6 years. We started, me, Chris, and Danny started the band about 6 years ago, just playing around, and it just formed from there.
When we came to the airport in England, the lady saw it on our work release form. She said, "Mucky Pup." I said, "Yeah, that's the name of our band. It doesn't really mean anything." She's like, "Oh, sure it does. It means a sloppy kid, a kid who's sloppy in England. She said they call a sloppy kid a mucky pup." So that's what she told me. I don't know if it's true, but I guess we are kind of sloppy kids.
In England, it's also a drink. There's a certain drink, a special mixed drink called a Mucky Pup. So it's little different meanings everywhere, For us, it doesn't have any meaning. It's just the name that means nothing. Because we change, the music's different on each song, and it's different people, and it's just like, we didn't want to be calling it like, a name that's like Death Killer or something that it means just one thing. It just means whatever we are right now. We didn't want like something you have to figure out, and what does that mean? When we chose A Boy in a Man's World, everybody will ask us, what does that mean? Are you the boy? Are you the man? Are you what? Try to figure out the meaning. Instead of that, it's just now just means everything and nothing at the same time. It's just a blanket statement that means everything. We just want to do now. We just want to play now. We just want to record now. We just want things to happen now. So it's, instead of figuring something out in some long story, we just wanted short, like that. That's the idea. We ended up making the songs so different. Like one song is like hardcore, and one song is like really funky, or one song's really quiet, or one song's emotional, and so it's a little difficult because people don't know what you are. And when you look at us, a lot of times they put our record in the hip hop section because we wear like sports clothes like Nike and stuff, and baseball caps, and we don't have long hair. So when they look at us, they put us in the hip hop section. And people can't find a record, and it's a little difficult being so different, but we prefer it that way. I'm glad to know that there's not a million bands like us. Of course, in the first record it was just straight hardcore, and as time went by and we listened to more types of music, more rubs off on you. So now there's a little more rap and there's more acoustic. Like there was an acoustic song on the record, and there's a little more funk, and there's a little more emotional about like your heart and everything. So there's a little more of everything now. And who knows, on the next record it may be waltz, and maybe Mozart, or who knows what next thing will come in. Actually, it wasn't, the lyrics were written by my godfather's nephew, so it was a friend, and we were hanging out, and he came up with the words, so it wasn't directly by us, but everybody has a bad experience like that, so that's why it works. That's why it's funny, and everybody seems to laugh or giggle at it, because everybody has that experience once. So it's not directly from me. I can't tell you the story that I was with this girl, but because it was just a friend and we're goofing around, we just came up just made the riff. So the answer is no. I can't tell you a story about it, but that's that. Yeah, on the new record, you see more different lyrics, To Be Lonely, and on the last record, Big Freeze and Never Again. As time goes on and we get a little older and we let more out, from the real inside, then you see more of the real band. On the first record, anytime you do anything for the first time, when you go swimming, you don't do the high dive. When you first drive a car, you don't go to the Indy 500. You do it safe. So our first record was safe, all one type of music. But as you do it and you get more experience, you let more of yourself out. So each record you see a little more of the real John Milnes and Chris Milnes, and the next time you'll hear Junior, and you'll see more of the real people. Well, I think everything we played tonight is on some record, but it's a little different. Say, we took Caddy Killer from the first record, which is 4 years old or something, and then we changed the words from a different song called Tenderoni. There's a Bobby Brown song, Tenderoni, and I use those words with the music to Caddy Killer, and we make up different versions of a song. But everything is from an album of ours. We change the music, or we change the words, or we do something special to it. You Are Nothing is the last song on the set, and it's on the first record, and to change it a little bit, we do it really, really slow. It's supposed to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, real fast, and we do it dum, 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 really gloomy, slow. It's not new, it's not a demo track, but it's something old, but it's changed, it's new so it's interesting to hear,
Well, of course. Who isn't influenced by Elvis? Everyone grew up with Elvis. everyone, if you hear an Elvis song on the radio, you know the words and you know the music. And Prince is a genius in himself. I mean, he just uses himself and whatever he has around him to make music. With our influences, I mean, we've just been around music all our lives. I mean, anywhere between like Janet Jackson to the Bad Brains to Circle Jerks to anyone. I mean, you just hear so much music. Of course, you're influenced by it.
At the time, we were working a lot with BIOHAZARD because I was helping them, you know, like when we go on the road or something, I would come with them or they would come with us and help roadie. And we did a tour together. We brought them to Europe. So we got real close. And then when we did our record, it was just natural, you know, to have them sing on a song. It was just a natural right thing to do. And it's fun, and they had a great time, and we had a great time. It's just a fun party song, and it's like, it's just a fun little story, and that's it. It's very simple. It basically just says that there's people in jail that committed crimes, and they're taking people take better care of them. The state takes better care of them. They have color TVs and 3 meals a day and a shower and a place to sleep, and you can go to school in jail and like a college and learn things, learn skills. And there's people that didn't commit a crime that are living on the street that don't have money for food, and it's just ironic and it's backwards and it's wrong. Yeah, right now we're finished with Toured Records in the States. Our deal is over with them. It's finished. So right now at home we have our management company is doing the deal for the new record label. So I don't know what label it will be. In Europe, it may still be Roadrunner. They may be still the license company in Europe, but I can't say. It's hard. But the next record will be on a different label. I know that. We're happy with what Roadrunner did with the record in Europe, and that's why we can tour here so often. We come here like every 6 months at least to tour. But in the States, Toured Records is just like 2 people in an office, and they just read the newspaper a lot. They don't do a job that Roadrunner does. Roadrunner has 20 people in an office, and they work records every day, and they're a real record company. They do the job of a record company, but Toured is not really a record company. It's more like 2 guys that just like music, and it's not really a record company. So they licensed us to Roadrunner, which is a real record company, and that was great for us, and we thank them for that. But the next record will be on a new label, and I hope it looks like it'll be a major label because that's who we're doing all the dealings with now, but we don't know. We all have other projects that we use to make money, like somebody in the band may work at a hospital part-time at home, or I like try to produce other demos for other people at home and records and stuff. After a tour, sometimes we have like $500 for each person to pay for our like rent while we're away and stuff. That's what we try to do, make enough money so we can pay for the rent when we get home, so we have a place to live. But that's really it, because now we do things with agencies and companies that you have to take taxes from and make carnets and like special paperwork that costs a lot of money. When we were younger, we would just sneak into the country and sneak the T-shirts in, smuggle them, and it was illegal, and you couldn't get thrown in jail. So we don't do that anymore. We try to do it legally, but when you do it legally, there's no money.
That's a good question. We were just talking about this the other day. I mean, when we get home, we're always looking for new projects. We're always like doing stuff on our own, just going into the studio and goofing around with our own stuff. And it's a very good possibility that me or Chris or Mark can come out with a solo project. Tomorrow is our last day. We did a total of like 12 dates in Germany, and I think it's been a total success. We do a show in Belgium, and then we do a festival in Holland with Sepultura, and then we go home on the 24th. My plans, on the 25th, I'll sleep all day, and then I go on a holiday for a week, and then back to work. The music is a 24-hour-a-day kind of thing. You're always around it. I mean, you're always either making music or on the phone with different companies, management, booking agents. You're 24 hours this is your job, 24 hours a day.